All right, yes, people, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV podcast. Like I always say, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Talking about the game to just a minute ago, Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1.
Don't want to start off with the predictions.
Fuck the predictions. We'll go straight into the game.
No, I want to make you guys suffer.
We'll go straight into the game. We'll go. Listen. This is this is the show. That's how it started. Liverpool, Manchester United 2.
Sure you don't want to go through the predictions, huh?
No, we'll do that afterwards.
I sense this to be a short and sweet one.
No, it's not going to be short and sweet.
I sense it.
Going to say no, it's not. We got myself, Shaq. We got 1906. We got Tobias. Like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going straight into the game. Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. We're not going to start off with Liverpool how bad. We've got to give Man United their props. Tobias, have they been cheating managers for the past 3 years with that performance? Just for effort, forget ability, just for effort. Or are we looking at a side where, you know, when you play, no disrespect, you know, mid-table teams where they raise their level when it's a derby game? Is this the Man United going forward, or is this a flash in the pan?
First off, I want to say that. I said to you lot Thursday, don't lose.
No, I had to bring out the big boy drink, you know.
I'm with you. You've got to have a celebration post. Yeah. I said to you, don't lose. Yeah? That was not
no, you did. We did. We were talking the big talk. We're talking the big talk.
More important to you than that. This game was more important to you than it was us.
Definitely.
You think so? I think it's both.
Ten Hag just realised, slapped himself and smelt the coffee, and made changes that was needed, and dropped players that weren't playing. Bruno could have been in the mix. It could have been a whole. Rashford couldn't have played, but initially, Chelsea, pick up the phone to Chelsea today. Suckers, if you can get 50, 60 mil for Maguire, oh my God, please. You
do it. You do it.
What did I say? Drop Ronaldo, get rid of Ronaldo, and your team will automatically gel. I told you.
You told you.
Automatically gel.
Personally, I think that's a load of rubbish. I just think that.
Nah. But I reckon he's the most disliked person in the camp. I reckon he's the most disliked person in the camp. And there's a lot of talking going on behind his back. So the moment he's off the pitch, they've got something to automatically prove. To say, he was the Ronaldo, but not now.
All right, not Harry Maguire.
Sit down.
Not Luke Shaw.
Yeah. But we'll get on to that.
Not Luke Shaw. Let's go straight into the game. I know we're going straight into talking about. Let's talk about the game.
To answer your question, we know that what we're capable of. We are capable of pulling these. We used to pull them out the bag against Man City when Ole was in charge. Like they do this. They're occasional.
Yeah.
But I think the difference in today was just it was a different team, a different mindset. And three of his signings started, played well. Martial, Martinez, Eriksen. It just worked.
Does it feel like this week was like kind of a heart-to-heart? It was literally like last chance saloon for certain man, where he's basically said, you know what, put these cards on the table, like this is it now. Your final chance to show me if you're with me or you're not.
To be fair, I think it's just been set out that probably the first two games was the best thing that could have ever happened to Ten Hag, because now he's going to get players. He was linked with third, fourth, fifth choices that he didn't even want, like the Rabios and the Arnautovic's and the Vardis, and now the Glazers, as well as other pressure with the protest and all the rest of it going on. There's added pressure that if he signs Anthony, where does Rashford play?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So signings are being made now where positions are under threat.
100%.
So it could have been a blessing in disguise,
but even like going into the game, I thought Man United were more aggressive than Liverpool. They pressed better than Liverpool. They wanted it more than Liverpool, which is the first time in ages under a Klopp team where we got out-fought. The tactics were let Liverpool have it, They're slow all over the pitch. We nick it and we break on them because there's so much gaps in the game. And they pulled it off to a T. I've got no excuses. They comfortably won that game. And even if it was 2-2 and Liverpool got away with it, you still be talking about how well Man United played. I think we played. It would be different when you see Man United play against the lesser sides where they have the ball. But when they played against a team where the other team dominates possession, don't do nothing with it really, but dominate possession, they can spring counterattacks. And I think for Liverpool, I'm not being reactionary. I think this is the end of the road of this great side of Klopp's built. He needs to build another one. But for Man United, I think it was a really good performance. I don't know what you thought 1906, if it was thought if Liverpool were bad or Man United was good.
I think personally Klopp got it all wrong. He should have seen this passion coming from United at home. Ten Hag's going to want something to prove. He could see to them. He's dropped Ronaldo and he's dropped Brickhead at the back. He's got legs going on in that pitch. He's got pure speed going on in that pitch, and he's drilled passion into them players. And we couldn't see that coming.
Yeah, 100%.
We couldn't see that coming. Why is playing Henderson and Milner?
All right, we're gonna come. No, we're gonna come to Liverpool. I'll still stay on Man United.
We're already on the back foot. We ain't got no legs. We're already on the back foot.
906. We'll talk about Liverpool yet. Let's stay on Man United.
Is it just me that can see the dub here? Because is my lip syncing with because your guys ain't. You look like a Chinese movie, old school dub Chinese movie.
No, everything's good on my end. Like I can hear you lot, but I just said I just want to stick on Man United. I think he got the tactics right from the start. The left back, I think I watched him against Brentford when he came on. He was aggressive. He had something about him. He had fight. And I think today, he showed that he's just hungry. Forget that he's ability, just
First
hungry.
First challenge on Salah.
He was on him, all over him. And I think this, personally, I think it's the end of the road for Luke Shaw. I think he's done. I won't be surprised if he gets shotted in the January transfer window. I think he's done.
So think about it, for England alone, if you could potentially look at no Shaw, no Maguire.
They've got no centre-halves.
Like, how's the World Cup going?
They've got no centre-halves. No centre-halves that play. There's literally none. I think Ben White's the only one, but he's been playing right back because he can't get in the side at centre-half. I think for England, it's a big concern that the whole back line is out of sorts and they're not playing.
Well, the only back line is Kyle Walker and Reece James, isn't it?
Yeah, but Reece James, where's he going to play? He likes Kyle Walker because he stops counterattacks. The only way he plays Reece James if he plays a free at the back and Reece James plays in defence of the free. But even that against him and against Leeds, he struggled when he played in that free as a centre half. When he went to wing back, he looked like himself. But yeah, Man United, I thought they were very, very good. It'd be interesting what you see next week because I still don't trust them. I don't trust them players. And I think they're a team that are going to suck you in. And the Man United are going to have that good feeling. And I won't be surprised it's a bad result against Southampton because you can't trust them. You can't trust them, in my opinion.
But you might not be able to trust them. But if we get a couple more players in, then potentially you don't have to trust the old core. Like you're building a new core of your team. You can forget about them old school men that haven't got the fight, that haven't got the ball. You know what I mean? The best players today were the back four, basically. They were our best players. Like Malacia, Martinez, and Varane. Yeah. How has Varane not been playing?
Yeah.
How has Varane not been playing? It is madness. How can Martinez go from looking an absolute joke to steady, hungry, composed?
Yeah. Well, I think the jury's out on Martinez, but I did think that Liverpool style, he didn't have to have high balls. The problem will be not against the big sides. It's when he plays the Brentfords, where they go diags all day and they play it on top of him. But Liverpool don't play. They didn't have Nunez anyway, but they don't play that way. So he just had to read the game, which is what he's good at, it looks like, and he's good on the ball. So that's not going to be Martinez's problem. His problem when he plays against the lesser sides. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, but he's saying the best players were the defenders. basically. And the best players or the better players were the Ericssons, and Bruno still didn't have a great game. And Rashford didn't play well. He played well in spells again. Still didn't. Martial changed the game when he come on. But you can see.
You gotta be happy.
I'm happy, but this isn't the be all. And we've started terrible. Like, I'm not happy. I'm happy at the win, regardless of who it was against. I'm more interested right now in seeing what you man have got to talk about. Yeah,
100%, 100%. I read it. No, you're right. What?
I've been telling you for a while. Yeah, like,
I have.
You've got to be talking your chest, laughing like, we got the worst team in the league next week. I said, yeah, but be careful. Don't lose. Yeah? Because 1 win and 2 losses is better than 2 draws and a loss. Remember I told you facts. Yeah? So I want to see what you man have got to talk about. I want to see it. Don't get me wrong. If I'm going to talk factual, then you never had your midfield there.
No, so, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That benefited us strongly. And have you sold the wrong player?
We're not sold the wrong player. It's that Mane is, like I've been saying, he's one of the all-time best wide Premier League players. You can't replace that. So even if Salah went, the same thing would have happened. You can't replace that. These are all-time great Premier League wide players. But going to Liverpool, 1906, do you want me to start this or do you want to go straight in?
And also, you've been calling Gomez for a while.
Yeah, he hasn't played in ages. But 1906, do you want me to start this?
Go on, go for it.
Yeah. I personally think, I'm not being reactionary, I personally think this is the end of the road of this Liverpool side. I think you look to today, the best way to play against Liverpool, just have legs. Just have legs. You don't have to be good. Just have loads of runners in the team. There is gaps all over the place. From the defense looks odd. The midfield looks odd. Up front don't look like they're going to score. There is so much fundamental problems in this team. Still get top 4 because I think this league's poor. And I think if Liverpool get their players back, they will go on a run and they will nick top 4. But you look at defensively, we can start. Alisson, don't need to talk about him. He's fine. Van Dijk, to me, just looks like arrogance. He looks like he can't turn. If you run him and go inside, he just sticks his leg out. He's been terrible. We have to talk about Trent. I love him to pieces. And like I said, because Mane's gone and Robertson, our wide players, they're not going to get the same amount of assists with Mane not being there no more. So we've got to look at it in a sense of, what do we do with Trent? I think Trent is unbelievable when he's got the ball. But he doesn't smell danger. The first goal against Man United, the first goal they scored, Stevie Wonder could have seen the 1-2 coming. Stevie Wonder could have saw the 1-2 coming. And he's just so flat-footed and let the 1-2 pass. And he didn't even trap back. He just looked at Gomez and let Gomez come over. And then they've cut it back. Great bit of skill by Sancho. Sat them down, goal. But he doesn't smell danger. And I think Klopp needs to have some sort of heart-to-heart with this team. And he has to go to the owners and he needs to start talking to things. Because, in my opinion, Liverpool don't just need one midfield player. They need 3. They need 3 brand new midfield players in this team. They need a midfield player to replace Henderson. They need a player to rotate with Thiago. And they need a midfield player to rotate with Fabinho. This team, in my opinion, is coming to the end of the road. It's so sad, but it's coming to the end of the road. Bobby Firmino, love him to bits. He's not the same player. Salah's still going to get his goals. And Diaz is fantastic, but you can't expect him to get the goal output like Mane. You can't. And he's going to be fantastic, and you're relying on Nunes, who's coming in to get the goals. I know we've got injuries, and I still think we'll get top 4, but it's going to be somebody else going to be fighting for Man City this year. No matter what, I'm not even being reactionary. I looked at it today, and I just looked at it, and it's like, this team has no legs. James Milner, I love him. I'll never sell him ever, just for the standards in changing rooms and just being around the place for the young players. But James Milner's been at Liverpool under Klopp since 2016. He was 28 years old when in 2016. And 2022, the guy's still playing. He's still playing.
Why not though? Giggs played.
No. Listen, Giggs can play midfield because Man United were winning all the time and winning titles. You can do what you want. We're not winning titles all the time. We're just competing with trying to stay with Man City. But James Milner, in this day and age of football, where it's so athletic, especially in the Premier League, you cannot be relying on James Milner. How is Naby? And another thing, how's Naby Keita still ill? What the fuck has he got? How can you be ill for 3 weeks? No, how can you be ill for 3 weeks? I thought they said Naby Keita was not here today. I thought he was injured. They said he's still ill. To me, it don't sound like he's ill. He wants to leave.
He bottled it.
He wants to leave. He wants to leave because in his head he should be playing. The guy can't stay fit. But eventually, I think this team now, we'll see how good Klopp is. I love Klopp. We'll see how good can he mold another team.
Shades of Dortmund.
Yeah, can he? That's what I'm saying. That's what we need to see now. Can he mold another side?
He did it when he started, and that was an ongoing transition for 3 seasons. So it's going to take a couple of seasons for us to remold it. It's like we've got people. We get people in place, and we've got people that can hold positions until we do get people in place. We ain't going to be top class. But you talk about
the problem. Sorry, 1906. The problem you have, is that every top player you've lost recently, you haven't improved after. Like Wijnaldum, you still haven't replaced what Wijnaldum gave you.
We haven't replaced him. Period.
And you let him go on a free madness. Probably,
and don't bring no one in. We didn't sign no one. We just let him go.
So it's like you lot choose to play on the bare minimum. Is that Klopp's way or is it the owner's way?
Well, I can remember saying to Shaq, is it Klopp or owners? Some time back. And I think Shaq was more of the owners.
Yeah, I'm the owners.
Yeah, I think it was more of the owners. It was as an owner thing because I'm sure that Klopp's got a huge say as who comes in and who comes out and his selection of squad. I think he's got a massive say in that. But if he's going around to the board and says, "Hold on, wait a minute, let me see what I've got. Let me work with what I've got, and let me see if I can improve what I've got." If he says that to the board, they're going to be like, "Oh, right, yeah, all day long. Do what you're doing."
All right, let me answer a question. Is Liverpool's model, what they're doing at the moment, can Liverpool's model be sustainable if Klopp leaves? And can Liverpool still challenge for titles? This model, what they do. So it's basically, if you look at Liverpool, what Liverpool spent, I know they spent 87 or 85 million pounds in add-ons for Nunez, but the money they've brought in, you know what Liverpool's net spend is? 5 million. That's their net spend. So Liverpool haven't spent massive money.
It's very rare that we do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no. But like I said,
since when? Sorry.
No, so this season. So the players who have gone, the outgoings and the incomings, with the money you've spent, the net spend is only £5 million.
Yeah, but who do you really sign now?
What does it say? We've got Nunez in, we've got Cavallo in, and we've got that Ramsey.
Was Cavallo free or was he like 10 mil?
That was a tribunal, so I think it's about 7 to 10 mil.
Yeah.
Ramsey was about, was it £5 million from?
Get Ramsey.
That's what I'm saying. So it's basically Cavallo and Nunez. So they're the two, and then with the outgoings, Liverpool.
But Cavallo's not a starter.
Nunez,
you don't think he's a starter?
He's not a starter, no.
I think he's got to start on Saturday, though. When he came on today, he's got to start on Saturday.
With the midfield you've got now,
did you see the state of Milner when he came off the pitch?
Everyone's fit, he doesn't start.
No, 100%.
Does he start?
But right now, he starts. On Saturday,
he's got
he has to start.
Firmino and Cavallo.
Yeah, but I'm saying you've got
right now, that's your midfield until injuries come back.
Yeah, but I'm saying that initially, from the start of the season, he's not a starter.
Oh, so okay. So if you're saying that the only genuine starter, is Núñez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the team hasn't really
Mane with Núñez.
Yeah. So basically, the team hasn't really improved because you've.
I debate it. I would say Carvalho starts. I think he starts.
Yeah, but
ahead of Milner all day long.
Oh my God.
Ahead of Naby all day long.
No. I hear what you're saying, but he's not proven to be better than what we've got. That's what Tobias is saying. So you can't put him in a bracket of starter. The only person
enough of him. Klopp hasn't played him. That's the only reason why, isn't it?
Oh,
he's sticking with his fabs.
Oh my
he's
God.
sticking with his fabs. No, there's no reason why Klopp can't start that boy.
Yeah, but you're not understanding. No. But you're not understanding what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying. Everything you're saying is correct, but you cannot bring Carvalho wasn't to come to Liverpool to make our team better. He came in to improve and eventually be a first team starter. He wasn't, when we bought him, he wasn't a guy to come straight into the team. Núñez was. Do you understand? Carvalho wasn't
looking at our midfield though.
Oh my God, you're not getting what I'm saying. Oh my God. So what? Forget the midfield. Tobias is talking about what Liverpool bought. Who is a genuine starter in Liverpool's what they spent?
Everyone's fit.
Everyone's fit. Núñez is the only one at Liverpool who Liverpool have bought that you would think was going to be a starter straight away. Do you understand? Like when we bought in Diaz, he was coming in the team straight away. Carvalho is at the moment, this first season is a bonus. So if he does come in the team and plays, great. But there was no expectation on Carvalho, right? There was no expectation. Not from Liverpool
disagree.
fans.
I think there is. I think there was.
So you think Liverpool supporters thought he was going to come in and make us so much better from Fulham, from the Championship to come in? No, you're bonkers. You're bonkers. You're the only Liverpool supporter thought he would come into Liverpool and make us better. I thought he's got potential. He wasn't coming into the team to start. I think Núñez was the only person who was going to come into the team and start. So if you look at it then, and we've lost one of the best players in the world in his position in Mane, you look at it, Liverpool are not as strong as they were last year. They're not. And the other players are a year older. So it's two things, what you said. Is it Klopp or is it the owners? Klopp has got every Liverpool supporter, cat and dog on his side. He could talk the things and say, I want midfield players and put pressure on FSG. He could.
Yeah.
But he hasn't done it. He's put little subliminals and the financial restraints. What fucking financial restraints, bruv? We're the Champions League every year. We're getting to Champions League finals. So there's no financial restraints. Because Nottingham Forest are spending £120 million altogether on players. So there's no excuse. So it must be two people or Klopp's in agreement of I want this player and that's it. And if it's just Bellingham, Bellingham comes into Liverpool right now, nothing changes. Nothing changes. Like Liverpool fans, I'm hearing them and they're putting their hat on Bellingham's going to change this midfield. No, he's just going to be another player. He shouldn't be enough. He's another one who we shouldn't be relying on him to come in and make us better.
What we have to do as Liverpool supporters is get Milner and Henderson out of our heads, number one. Anyone that comes in with a bit of creativity that can drop back, that can play forward, is going to be better than what we've got at the moment, which is Henderson and Milner. Quicker we get them two out of our heads, the better. Anyone, and that's why I say to you, you were saying last week, who can we play instead of them two? We have to play Milner. We have to play Henderson. You started with that same team that started tonight.
Okay.
And look at the state of us.
Okay. So
I'm saying to you, you're saying, oh, we haven't got legs. We haven't got legs. We haven't got legs. I'm saying the best legs we've got is sitting on the bench.
Okay. So
and now tonight you're saying, yeah. Milner, look how old he is. Hendo, look what difference is this man going to make? Anyone would make a difference in our squad right now. and make us better if they've got legs and they're creative.
But you're pinning all your hopes on a 19-year-old kid from Fulham.
I'm pinning our hopes on the only thing we've got.
No, but that's unfair on him. That's unfair on him.
It is unfair.
Yeah. So you're expecting Cavallo to come in. No, you're expecting Cavallo to come in and change Liverpool. A young 19-year-old kid from Fulham who played in the Championship to come in. And I understand what you're saying, but we shouldn't, as Liverpool. We shouldn't. No, that's what I'm saying.
I agree with you. We shouldn't.
So it's a bigger.
We've got.
So it's a bigger problem then.
Yeah,
it's a bigger problem.
Definitely.
Because you're expecting a 19-year-old kid from Fulham to come in and make Liverpool Football Club, the team that pushed Manchester City last year to 1 point and got to the Champions League final. Pardon?
What's he yawning for?
The Champions League, yeah? Champions League final, and you're expecting Cavallo to come in. So that is a big problem for Liverpool in a sense.
Huge problem.
Massive problem. Because you could be right.
The one bit of talent we got then sitting on the bench. I mean, he came on the pitch. His positioning, if you see his positioning on the pitch, off ball, he's got it.
I'm not going to go too gas like how you are. I have to see him. When it's easy to come off the bench when your team's losing.
But you went gas on Naby.
It's not even we're going on roundabouts. Forget Naby. Forget them. It's a bigger problem. Liverpool Football Club need midfield players ASAP.
We do.
ASAP.
No, you got a bag of midfielders.
No, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're injury prone and they're not good enough. They're done now. They're done. So they're done. Look at their ages at Liverpool and they can't stay fit. They're all in their 30s, late 20s, got miles on the clock. They play all the time. It needs a rebuild. It does. The midfield there's not a lot of stuff need to be done with Liverpool. It just needs a rebuild in midfield. We need 3 midfield players. And even if you do get a midfielder in January and you want Bellingham, why can't you still get another midfield player now and then bring Bellingham in January in the summer?
Yeah, because you got with Nunez.
Yeah, but there's Tobias, they must be. I'm not going to say who. The scouting system at Liverpool, more than likely, they've always got right. There is a bag of midfield players in Europe that could do a better job right now than James Milner and Jordan Henderson. Don't know who they are. You could go to France, get a bag of them man named France or Portugal or wherever. Even just in England, you're telling me you can't find a midfield player with technical ability and legs, or a midfield player who can run beyond the strikers and get a goal. You look to get this guy back. I know Man City. I think Man City are in a different world at the moment to everybody else. If you look at Man City, they were 3-1 down. Yeah, you see the third man runs from Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. They could have ended up winning that game. There is no chance in hell Liverpool 3-1 down against any team and can come back. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about midfield players who can run beyond the striker and get goals. We just pass. Even our goal against you guys, it was a scruffy set piece. It wasn't no quality play. It's just lucky we've got a world-class wide player who gets goals. It's a big fundamental problem with Liverpool. We need midfield players. And Klopp has got everybody on his side. If he came out and said, no, you're right, we need some midfield players, we need some quality in midfield, they would have to do something. Because the fans would be going crazy and be saying, FSG, what are you lot doing? Get him a midfield player. Get him a midfield player that he needs who can come in our team and make us better. It's bonkers to me. I think Liverpool need to stop doing this. We're going to wait for the one player. Wait for this player. There is other players out there that you can buy that are better than Jordan Henderson and Milner. We shouldn't be relying on them. And I love them and I don't want them to go. These guys are squad players right now. You look at Man City's midfield. Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, Rodri. It's in a different world to our midfield. They would run us. They'll run riot over us.
But that means you got to get rid of some players. Then you got to get rid of some midfielders.
100%. Get rid of them.
But you're not.
But that's what I'm saying. So, okay, to me, this season was a big season for Curtis Jones. I think it's a make or break for him. I think he's 22, 23. If he's not in the team now, he's done. Or he goes out on loan and plays. He's got Harvey Elliott playing ahead of him. He's not playing him. Naby Keita he just needs to go. Just go. Just go. And if you can get them two, you got them two off your books already. Thiago's our best midfield player, but can't play 10 games in a row. None of our midfield players can play 10 games in a row. And we are relying on a young player like Harvey Elliott, which I like, but he shouldn't be coming in and playing these. Yeah, but I hear what you're saying, but he shouldn't be coming in these type of games and playing against Man United, even a bad Man United side, whatever. It's a derby game.
You think he should be, really? No, the amount of opportunities Klopp could have given him, he should be coming into these games at this level and being able to and be able to play a game. No, he should be. If Klopp's keeping him on the bench, what chance has he got?
Yeah, but he's not ready. He's not ready. He should be playing in and out the side. He should be playing.
I told you how lightweight that boy looks on the ball. And like getting bounced off left, right, and centre. I was like, oh, not again. Oh, not again.
I disagree.
And then he started getting too afraid to go forward because he knew he was going to get bounced off the ball.
I disagree. I think he was the best midfield out of the three. I think they're all terrible, but he was the best out of the three. I think Henderson. I think Henderson and Milner were terrible. And I just want another thing as well. I want to talk about Trent. I think I think we're coming in a crossroads with Trent. I love him, but I'm telling you, Tobias, I think he's a generational talent. Everything you say going forward is great, but I'm telling you, his output of assists is going to go down, and so is Robertson. So if he's not contributing, it's maybe not his fault because we're not ruthless enough. Mane's not there no more, so the balls he's to whip down and around the back post, Mane will get. Do we have to look at it in the sense of, do we get a specialist right back?
No,
put him in further into midfield like how Kimmich was at Bayern. Started off right back.
You have to push him forward.
Now you put him in. They even push him forward. Put him in the number 6 position as a playmaker to dictate the tempo. He could play them long passes, getting the ball off the centre half.
I don't know. He's been a bit off key with them long passes of late.
He said he didn't like it in there, didn't he?
But Tobias, defensively, I think teams can really, really get at him. They really can.
It's proven though. It's proven. It's not a secret. Like everyone sort of Rashford always does all right against Trent.
Yeah,
always does.
All the Crystal Palace boys do.
Yeah, like
anyone with a bit of pace and a bit of you know what I mean, a football brain will get past Trent.
Vinicius had joy against Trent.
Yeah,
it's not a secret, but he just offers you that something different.
Totally.
Yeah, and I understand that, but Tobias, when you haven't got any more at the moment, we have to see with Nunes. I know you lot have basically are not rating him, but we have to see when he does come back. But I personally believe that Trent and Robbo's output and assists are going to come down because they don't have Mane no more. So it's going to be a lot different. I don't think they're going to get as much assists. So if you're not getting assists, and your defensive output will look even worse if you're not giving the assists you usually do. So I'm just saying that, do we go and get a right back and rotate with Trent, and then he can sometimes push him in midfield, or we just have to stick it out? Because today, I just think he was all over the place. All over the place.
I mean, pushing him forward could put that extra bit of legs to in the midfield and have that. Who was his replacement? Who did we buy? Was it Ramsey? No,
Ramsey. But Trent's not really that mobile in a sense of legs. I don't think he's not mobile. Trent's not really that athletic.
He's got that thing of tracking back, but he can't go all the way. Do you know what I mean? So where he does break down, hopefully then whoever is behind him, like your Ramsey, if he's coming up, or as you say, get someone in, gets a decent man in, can pick up the pieces. And have Trent aiming forward. So automatically we will still have legs. Before this window might shut and everything, and Klopp might go, hold on, we've got too much squad before we bring anyone in. He might well say, okay, put Trent forward. Put Trent forward, have someone there in the back, have that Ramsey in the back, or I don't know, push Gomez into a position that he doesn't know about or whatever. But keep Milner out the squad. They'll be pushing Trent forward and having Milner back. That make no sense. If you're going to flip the team, flip the team.
But you can't flip the team because you've got no one there. You showed Nico Williams, who he was, to be fair, was a good squad player. It's like you guys let go of decent squad players. I don't know why.
I think, yeah, but I think, Tobias, I think these guys want to play. I think it's hard to keep squad players. I think you looked at it with Man City not getting rid of, but Jesus and Sterling. I think in an ideal world, they would want to keep them, but they want to play. I think Minamino, every time he played, he scored, so he wanted to play. Origi didn't like, I know you don't like Origi in 1906, but Origi liked this type of game will come on and get a goal.
Origi. I did like Origi.
Yeah, there you go. So Origi, every time he came on, he played. So he wanted to start. So all these players want to play first team football and play regularly, and it's hard to keep them. I think Man City have shown that they
but it's hard to keep them if you don't rotate the squad, bro.
Yeah, but Man City rotate the squad. Man City rotate the squad, but
why they was able to keep him for that amount of time, like.
Yeah, but we kept him for a decent amount of time. But it comes to a point where they want to leave, just like Man City. Look how long we kept Origi. We kept Origi for about 8 years doing the same thing.
Never ever played. He wasn't even a squad rotating. He never played. Like what, a couple of cup games here and there. If you look
injuries,
injuries. What was his league outings? Like you played Minamino, but what are their league outings though? When it comes to the serious competitions, you lot don't squad rotate.
Yeah, we keep the same players over and over again.
Same players constantly.
And Firmino, oh my God, pretty boy touches. Drive forward. Where's our forward man? Drive forward. There's no one driving. Do you look at someone like Crystal Palace? They got 3 hours. We did it a couple of seasons back. We were confident for a 3-man driving forward. Mane going one side, everything else. But Diaz, totally different type of player. He wants to hold the ball up, have a couple of touches and go past the man and everything else. But by which time teams gather up, Mane was more direct. His actions on you, biting your ankles, everything else.
Not even that.
And bringing those people, bringing those darts, bringing those runners.
But Mane was the one that used to bring in the runners. And
that's what I'm saying. But you bring in someone like Andy Carroll. You bring someone like Andy Carroll into the game, and I'm wondering why. How on earth are you replacing?
Listen, you can't
Mane with Andy Carroll. How?
Yeah, but you can't cuss Nunes. Nunes hasn't even played. He's played one game and
why hasn't he played?
So he's been one game. So you can't even talk about Nunes. I'm just thinking of a longer term thing. Like I've said, Mane is like Didier Drogba playing out wide. There's certain things what you couldn't get away. You can't get away with now, where you could play big diagonals to Mane. Mane can hold it on his chest, hold it up, and nick a foul, and you're up the field. Can't do that no more. Yeah, so you knew, so you've known that as a team, as a manager for a while. You know he was going, so you know you have to change your style. You know you have to get goals. Maybe it needs to be spread out now. Because before, it would be, Salah's going to get you 25, 30 plus. Mane's going to get you 20, 25. Now, you've got to look at it in a sense of, right, well, we've got a guy who's left, who's given me guaranteed 25 goals and never injured. Now, we've got to maybe look at it in a sense of, we've got to spread the goals out.
Yeah.
We've got to get goals from, we need a midfielder who's going to get us 5. We need Van Dijk now to start getting goals from set pieces. He doesn't even jump no more. It's mad. He goes up for set pieces. Before, 2 years ago, anytime Van Dijk went up for set piece, goal.
Your money was on him.
Yeah, goal. Now he just goes up there. He just strolls up there. Doesn't even jump.
Matip scores more than him.
Yeah, and we missed Matip just for set pieces as well. Set pieces. And Canate, another one who's set pieces. So I know there's injuries, and I'm not being reactionary. I think top 4 is a minimum. If we can nick a trophy on the way. I don't know who's going to stay with. I don't know. I think I really do. I
was just about
we might touch one.
Title's out of reach now.
Yeah, I really do. I'll be really shocked. We might go on a run. I just think regardless, we won't win it. I think Man City are going to run away with it. I just think they're on a different level. I watched them against Newcastle, and I know Newcastle put them under pressure, and they were 3-1 down. Within 10 minutes, they could have been 4-3 up. They've got players who can get goals from everywhere. I look at their midfield. The whole midfield can get goals, and all their forward players can get goals. And I just think at the moment, only Salah can get goals.
Maybe it could be that thing of, and I know this is mad thinking, but you know me. Maybe it could be that thing of it's better to have our injuries now at the beginning of the season because we know every team's going to go through it. And by which time, hopefully, we've got a fully fit squad.
Yeah, but you can't trust them players to stay fit, though.
But saying that, we're going to be aiming in all competitions and everything else because, you know, I mean, look, we went for the quad. Why can't we do it again? And all that kind of thing. But again, as you say, you look at that squad, and if Klopp's not prepared to start playing those kids more and seeing what they have got and seeing how they play under pressure and all that kind of stuff, we're going to be doing the same. We're going to be saying the same. We will, I don't know, draw against who's in there.
Yeah, but we're drawing against these mid-table teams anyway. Like
this is what I'm saying. He sat back, and I think he sat down too long on what he thought he had, well, a squad he had. I think he sat back on that and thought, yeah, I can get more and more out of this lot, and really he couldn't.
Yeah, but the last year he could bring on. I know they didn't play long, but he could bring on an Origi to get a goal at the last minute. He could bring on a Minamino, what he used to do in the cup games, and they will come on and get a goal. There's no one there no more. Even if everyone's fit, they don't have goals off the bench. They don't really have goals on the field. At the moment, Salah's the only one who's guaranteed going to get you 25 goals. There's nobody else. So you let Mane. Hopefully Núñez does come good and he scores the goals, but you can't guarantee and say he's going to get us.
Salah's the only one prepared to take a shot on. Other than that, all our goals are one touch, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches around the box, and someone will nick it in. It's only Salah that's banging it in from all angles.
Yeah, but Salah does this regularly. That's what I'm saying. So he's the only one guaranteed to score goals in our team, and you know he's going to get. You know he's going to get his 25, 30. That's minimum. But the rest of them, there's question marks. Love Diaz, but there's question marks because this is his first full season. Núñez, question marks. There's nobody else. Jota's the only one. I know Jota's injured, but Jota does this. Jota will have great runs and then get injured, and you won't see him.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Our strike force is relying on our injuries, and that's what I'm saying. All I say is now, all right, we get to a crap start, one of them Arsenal starts of last season, and all them kind of thing, and then it just comes.
Not a Man U start now.
Not a Man. No, come on. 3 games in. 3 games in for you. Look, now, come on. Arsenal's was worse. Arsenal's was a lot worse. Come on.
All right. So last. All right. Last thing on the game. All right. So what's for these are 2 questions. All right. One, what's a realistic expectation for Liverpool right now then? 1906. So what would you take now at the end of the season? What would you take?
What would I take? An FA Cup.
All right, an FA Cup and what? What in the league?
And in the league right now, 4th.
So top 4 spot in FA Cup.
Top 4 spot in an FA Cup.
Okay. Now, Tobias, realistic expectation for Man United, what? Champions League, fight for Champions League?
You know what?
On that performance?
Because if you look at it, we're 1 point behind Chelsea now. Madness.
Yeah.
The only surprise is like the world turned upside down. The only one's flying is bloody Arsenal, isn't it? Fair play.
Yeah.
They've looked good, but again, you can't trust Arsenal
you can't.
To maintain it.
And they've had a good start. They've had not an easy start, but they've had winnable games. Yeah, winnable games.
Once the 3 games a week start kicking in, their squad will get stretched because they need more signings than what they've already got. Injury or 2, that they're out of the game. But for us, I think we still surprisingly can challenge for top 4.
You did say it. I was laughing.
It may be a little out of reach, but I think the league's just open. I think you go anywhere now, and it's like you look at the games you play. Who confidently goes Palace and wins?
No.
Who confidently goes Brighton and wins? Who confidently goes Newcastle and wins? So,
100%.
So I think the points of the times of you guys and City were getting, I don't think it will be that again.
Do you think, sorry to cut you, but do you think that because the season started so early, and the World Cup's coming, do you think it's a leveler? Where you're going to see it being quite tight, where everyone could beat everyone, because no one expected Leeds to beat Chelsea. They battered Chelsea. They didn't even just beat Chelsea. They beat up Chelsea.
I put them to go down. Jesus.
Yeah, there's a go. And they look bloody up. That performance, I said, they ain't going down. They're very good.
And losing their two best players.
Yeah. Rafinha, yeah.
Again, I said it before, there's still time of the transfer window left. So potentially you guys could get someone, and we can improve our squad because it's still needed.
100%. All right, congratulations to Man United beating Liverpool, comfortably beating Liverpool 2-1. All right, winners and losers of the Premier League weekend, week number 3. Let me go to the predictions actually. So, guys, if you're new to the channel, every week we do the predictions, and so at the moment, I'm in the lead with 6 points, and Tobias was 1906 was second with 3 points. So this week, in third place with 1 point is myself. I only got 1 point. Terrible.
Welcome back.
Third.
Third. Because I remember last week, 1906 had like a point total of 4.
Yeah, I killed him.
Like,
no, he had 1. Yeah.
Embarrassing. It's like
no, but the thing is, with Chelsea losing 1 point, bruv, Chelsea getting battered, it's bad results.
So
all the results are crazy. I got 1 point. I got the Arsenal. Everything else was wrong. Yesterday. Look, 1 point. But in second, with 3 points, was 1906. Got 3 points. Tobias with 7 points because he said a draw. So he got 6 points. He got 2 correct results. He said 3-0 Arsenal, and he said 1-0 Spurs. So Tobias,
talk to me nice, yeah. You see, this is what you need to realize. Yeah.
So Tobias.
I'm just checking. I'm just sorry, Shaq. I'm just checking how many away wins there were.
There was quite a few. I know. So I'm in the lead with 6 points. Tobias and 1906 on 3, so it's tight. But yeah, winners and losers of the Premier League weekend. All right, 1906. Who's your winning team of the weekend? So the best team of the weekend
Leeds.
for you. Beating Chelsea 3-0. Yeah, they were very good.
Leeds beating Chelsea 3-0 all day long.
That was a good result, to be fair. Tobias? Leeds. I'm gonna go Man United. I'm gonna go Man United. Reason being is that everybody thought Man United were gonna get bad. And for them to turn up with a performance like that, I'm gonna give it to them. I'm trying not to be biased, but I've got to go for that because no one expected that performance. Even if they won, you thought it'd be a scrappy, backs to the wall. But they were comfortable. Towards the end, Liverpool pressed, but never looked like they're gonna score. So I'm gonna give it to in my opinion, Man United winning team.
From the time I saw Maguire and Ronaldo out of that squad, then I expected that performance.
Yeah.
But we should have matched it.
Yeah. But we couldn't match it. Not for legs anyway.
Application makes up for a lot.
Yeah, if you do the basics, there's no excuse to not doing the basics. And that's what Man United done first, especially first half. They done the basics. They matched the running, they matched the intensity, they matched the pressing. If you do that, you're onto a winner. You got a chance because you're at home and you've got the crowd with you. So if you just do that, if you do the application, match everything what the other team does, forget the ability, just the running, then you got half a chance. And that's what made.
Can I just say I didn't hear anything about Glazers out after 2-0 from the crowd.
I know. I didn't hear that either. It's only Glazers out when they lose.
I didn't hear anything.
It's only Glazers out when they lose. Yeah, but go on.
You keep worrying about us, innit? Don't worry about us, yeah. We had our people turned up in force, yeah? Keep worrying about us. Last Thursday, you were clowning. Chest up. There's no chance we're going to lose. Don't lose.
All right, we lost, didn't it? I'll take the L in it. I'm here. I'll take the L. All right,
Don't
and
lose,
I've gave you your props. I've said Man United are the winning team, my winning team of the weekend, because no one expected that performance. No one did.
I feel like you're half mocking us by giving us that still, but
I'm not.
I
bro.
take it nevertheless.
No, I'm not. All right. So you gone for Leeds. 906 has gone for Leeds. I've gone for Man United. All right. Winning. All right. So player of the weekend for you, 906.
Player of the week.
Antonio. They lost 2-0.
Yeah, I know. But I just love watching that boy.
No, you know what? I'll tell you, 1906, when we blow, we go big. You are going to get trolled so much because the shouts you come out with are absolutely massive. Do you know what winning player of the weekend is? Winning player, like the player of the weekend who's played really well, maybe scored.
I don't know. I just watch him. I don't just think, he's a great player. But all right. Who's the Jesus? He had a good game, but then so did De Bruyne, I think.
You gave it to. All right, I'm gonna go first. You're moving.
Then I'm thinking.
I'm going for Zaha against.
I think Silva.
David Silva.
David Silva.
Yeah, he was very creative over the weekend.
Bernardo
Silva.
But they didn't win.
No, but it's just his creativity.
So because he's
it's
creativity.
not a matter of what the player has to win to be best player of the. It has to be a winning team.
But there's other players who have played like you could go for Jack Harrison, who ripped Leeds. You could have went for him.
I could have done.
But you've gone for a team they nearly lost. All right, I'm going for Zaha.
Very creative in their loss. I think it was very creative in their loss. But that's me. That's why I was like, okay, his touches for the weekend. I was just like, okay, nice. Passes, on point, everything. He just done everything for me.
Who's he talking about now?
No, he's talking about Silva, Bernardo Silva.
Alisson.
No, 1906, you move mad. Tobias, who's your player of the weekend?
Sorry, I'm going to have to. Very rarely I can do this. So I'm going for Raphael Varane.
Varane, yeah? All right.
Varane, mate. Colossus.
You don't have to do anything.
Colossus.
All right. I'm going for... I'm going for Zaha. I think Zaha was excellent. I think he done. Eze was excellent as well. One of them two. But I'm going for Zaha because I think if you look at it, think of players outside the top six. Is Zaha the best player outside the top six?
Zaha suits Palace.
Yeah, but it's a weird one because he still has his. He's a guy that splits opinion.
Zaha suits Palace so much, bro.
But don't you think he should have deserved to get another shot at playing for a top six side?
But why though?
Do you mean why?
How old is he now?
I know, but there's been times where teams could have bought him, and I think if and I'm not going the English route. Why? No, but I'm not going the English route. So you're telling me if he was English and would play for England, you're telling me he wouldn't got another chance of playing for another top six?
But he was English.
No, but. He's not now. He's Ivorian.
Ivorian, what, for fucking 2 years?
Bruv, listen, I believe that if he was English, he would have got another chance.
Am I lying? Man's been Ivorian for 2 years. Don't kill me, bro. Like,
no, come on.
Don't get me wrong. Zaha's playing well, doing bits. But he suits Palace. He suits where he's... And it's got to look... And right now, with the team that Palace have got, and probably... Because they're probably all the younger players, the Eze's and Elise's, they're quite young. Like, they probably look up to someone like Zaha.
No, but I'm saying that, and I understand all of that, but I'm just saying, like, why didn't he get another shot? And I think the COVID killed him as well, because that's when he was flying, and I think the money went, in the sense of people buying like ridiculous money, on ridiculous players, like money for ridiculous for players
Zaha
for.
Suits Because imagine him going to Liverpool. Imagine. Just.
I think
does he get the same amount of ball that he does at Palace?
Maybe he doesn't, but you could say the same about most players. You won't get the same.
Yeah, but it's different. So that means his finishing's got to be much better than what it has been.
Yeah, but he gets.
But he still gets there, but his attitude's not. And I think his attitude sometimes on the pitch is a big turn-off for some of these coaches. They're thinking, am I going to end up with 10 men on the pitch half the time? Sometimes, I don't know, just watching him play, he just comes so close and you just think so unnecessary, some of the stuff that he does. He's got the talent, he's got the aggression and everything else, but sometimes I just think the attitude sometimes would put a manager off.
I feel like he needs to be the star. I feel like that's how he set out. I think he needs to be the star boy, and if he's not the star boy, then he just can't adapt.
Yeah, but how do we know that? He went to Man United as a teen.
I feel that.
Oh, because he went to Man United as a teenager and the team was terrible, and Moyes didn't play him.
And Moyes killed him. Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible move for him. But he's been back at Palace for an awful long time. And when at the time he was at Palace initially, he was English, so we can't blame the whole Ivorian thing. And no one took the punt on him. Arsenal preferred to pay 70, 80 mil for Pepe. Because
Crystal Palace wanted that up front, and they could have got. And Lille took installments because Lille were thinking, "Fuck this!" And like, you could have him for anything. Like, so I believe that he at the time when he was flying Zaha, he signed a new contract, which was mad to me, which he didn't need. He didn't need to because he was on the cuff of one of the big boys going to have a punt on him, and he signed a new contract. And then COVID hit, and then he just been at Chelsea, at Crystal Palace.
Where's he going then?
No, but at the time, not now.
Not now, but at the time, where would he?
At the time, I think he could have went to a Chelsea, he could have went to a Spurs, and he could have went to an Arsenal. Man United he would have walked into Man United's team, but Man United would have brought him back because of what happened. But he would have got it. Chelsea would have looked at him, Spurs and Arsenal. Because
why do you think they didn't?
Because I think he signed that new contract for no reason, and Crystal Palace wanted ridiculous amount of money. They wanted 70, 80 million pounds, and no one's going to spend that on Zaha.
Because if he had that desire, surely he could have pushed a move. He could have, do you know what I mean? He could have done all sorts to get a move.
Yeah, but he signed a new contract, so they wanted the money. They signed a new 5-year deal. That's what killed him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what killed him.
Yeah, but he knows this. He knows this.
But I'm just saying. I think Zaha is arguably he's up there in the conversation of the best player outside the top 6. He's up there. He's in that conversation.
What better than?
He's in that conversation. He's in the same conversation. I think St. Max is up there with the best players outside the top 6. He's in that conversation. So, but I could have went for St. Max because he absolutely ripped Man City. There's not a lot of players can say they done a madness against Man City.
Yeah,
so fair
but
play.
Look at the gaps he left behind him now.
Forget all of that. Look what he done going forward. What is his job? He's a attacking player, and he ripped them.
At the same time.
But you can't. It's closing down from the front as well. That sometimes I just think teams that get playing against Newcastle will always play down his line. Once they go past him, they're going forward. There's no need to go back.
I think you're nitpicking. I think you just don't like him. You know, like when someone in your play just don't like him. You're nitpicking. You're nitpicking. You're talking about
dangerous going forward. Absolutely dangerous going forward. But I don't think the work rate coming back is enough.
Yeah, but that's
if he could balance that out and say, okay, yeah, I'm going forward, but ball's lost. Let me track back. Let me try and close down.
But that might be the coaches telling him, we don't want you to track back. We want you to cheat. Like if the ball goes over, look, the fullback could deal with that. We want you in attacking areas. He might have to if he does go to a top side, maybe he has to do the defensive work.
I was just watching the gaps behind him being played over.
Yeah, but the coach might be saying, you know what, you just stay further forward. We can get you in areas where you could be effective.
Yeah, coach could be saying all that, but maybe his coach isn't, and he's just tracking back, and he's just relying on it. Okay, go forward and score. Go forward and score, and that could be Newcastle's downfall because building up.
Yeah, but that's the last. Yeah, but that's the last. But that's the last of the problems. That's the last of the problems of
if there's
Newcastle.
if there's no fruit from it all, from the attack that is run down the wing and all them kind of nonsense, and it doesn't come to anything, there's a gap behind him.
Yeah, but he's doing stuff. He set up the goal and then he scored. He scored. He set up the goal and then he scored. Tell me.
No, I'm saying he's dangerous. I'm not saying he's shite. Don't get twisted. I'm not saying he's shite. I just think he has to balance that some way with being.
No, you just don't like him. You don't like the managers will just have to make. You know, the managers have to make an excuse on their player. They just don't like them. Just somehow they just don't like him.
I try.
They just don't like him. You know, the players, the managers say, you know what, he's a great player, but he doesn't tie his shoelaces the right way. Them stupidness.
Doesn't fit the system.
Yeah, don't fit the system. Like, shut up, man. You just don't like him, innit? You just don't. There's something about him you don't like, innit? But yeah, I think St. Max. You know what? With St. Max, it'll be interesting when he does go to a top side. Can he do what he's doing? Because he's played with Newcastle and there's space. I like to see where there's no space, where he can't dribble. He has to be intricate. So that will be the only problem. But he's up there with the best players outside the top six.
Signed Guedes, who at Benfica at the time, everyone was after him.
Yeah. And
he went for legacy. Wolves have come out with these Portuguese, man, they always seem to get them.
Yeah, Mendes, isn't it?
Yeah, Mendes.
Grudes. And they go to Wolves because they know if they do well, they can get a move to another club. They'll let them go.
Look how long Neves has been.
Yeah, but I think Neves there's a problem. When I watch him, I think mobility is a problem. I think technically he's good, but there's mobility for Neves. That's why he's still at Wolves. I think technically he would walk into Liverpool's team, but all I watch him is that does he have the mobility to press the ball and to sustain stop counterattacks? That's the only problem. That's why no one's really bought him. But yeah, that's another debate. But yeah, all right, winners. So you've gone for Zaha. Who've you gone for? You've gone for Varane. 906 has gone for Bernardo Silva. All right, losers player of the weekend. Loser manager of the weekend.
Klopp.
Yeah, Klopp. I'm going for Klopp. Reason being, it's not because of the loss.
How can you go for him now? Because what has he done different to get him?
No, you know what it is? It's not to me. It's
team selection for me.
All right, you go for team selection. I'm not going for.
What team? What other team could you pick?
Kavaya is Messi in it in 1906 side, isn't it? And Messi in it. He came on and won us the game. A 19-year-old kid from Fulham.
Fabinho, he should have been on from the off. I don't understand. I don't know. Are they keeping him back because of injury? We'll give you 20 minutes. We'll give you 30 minutes. I don't know what the call was on substitutions, but turn it in. But yeah, I think the selection of the squad was on the back foot from the off against what was coming at us. The pace, desire, passion, everything else coming at us today. And he plays those two in the midfield.
Okay, so if so if Fabinho played and Cavallo played, do you think Liverpool would have won that game the way Man United played?
Yeah.
Would have won the game. So
yes.
So you're saying them two would have made us win the game?
Yes.
But they played against Crystal Palace and we drew.
That's Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is going to run us around with speed and everything else and all them kind of thing. With them two on the pitch, would have had more speed than Man United in the midfield.
But they played against Crystal Palace.
I don't Man United. Monkeys. Today against United, they should have played. So there.
Yeah, you are bonkers. You're mad. But yeah, I don't feel. I'll go for Klopp. I'll go for Klopp, not because of the team selection. I'm going because he should be banging the drum that we need midfield players. So yeah,
I'm going for Klopp.
I'm going for Klopp. All right, loser player of the weekend.
Koulibaly.
Yeah,
welcome to the Prem.
Yeah, he was fucking terrible. He was terrible.
Good shot.
It was terrible. Are you going for 906?
I'm going. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you because he was just. What was he doing? What was he doing? He was like one stage. I was watching Come Dance With Me and all them kind of thing. I was like, what is he doing? Come on. Surely his manager said to him, look at Andy Carroll. Look at the way he get knocked and get sent off. Don't let it happen to your team. That team talk you give.
Nunes is Andy Carroll, yeah.
Nunes is the Andy Carroll. But
yeah, I'll go Koulibaly as well.
Yeah.
And lose a team of the weekend, I'm going for Chelsea as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea losing 3.
No, I'm going us. I'm going us.
Yeah, I'll go Chelsea.
I'm going Liverpool.
Don't lose, yeah? You lot crack
It's one game. It's one game. You go, all right, you have your time in it. That's the first time you've beaten us, isn't it? It's one game.
It's not one game, it's 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's 3 games. You gotta but you're gonna like this is 23 games. It's 3 games.
It's 3 games at all.
It's 3 games, and it's fine.
On as if it was 23 games. The previous episode, and this is what I'm trying to remind you about. Relax, because if you lose, you're not.
What happens? All right, but what happens if we lose? We've lost, so it doesn't matter. The same thing will happen: is that Liverpool will come second, Man City will win the league. Nothing's going to change. All right, we've lost, but you lot need to be happy for Liverpool because this league is going to be like Liga this season because nobody's going to get nowhere near against Man City. This league is dead. Only Liverpool, the only team staying there. 100% it's going to be dead because there's nobody else.
Back to being dead now.
Yeah, it has because there's only one team that can stay in Man City, and this year we're not going to stay in Man City. Who else is going to stay in Man City? Arsenal are coming 5th. Don't get into the gas. Europa League ain't hit yet. Thursday night and Sunday. They ain't hit that squad. Don't get gas. I'm not having it.
Listen, yeah, it's all right getting gas and everything else, but right now they're on a flyer. They're gathering points. They're gathering points.
They played 3 games.
Yeah, I know. They played 3 games. We've played 3 games, and look at us.
Yeah, but let's see. Tell me after 23 games.
They've got something going.
23.
You can't.
No, 23 games.
Going there. I'll tell you something going. Whether it's sustainable, yes, it's debatable. But they have now got something going on. Since they brought Jesus, everyone's finding their confidence back. Saka finding his confidence. They're all finding a little bit of confidence back.
We said the same thing about Chelsea. When Chelsea were flying, and what happened? They fell off a cliff. Give me 23 games. If it's 23 games and they're there, all right, you can talk. But 3 games, you cannot talk. We haven't seen no Europa League. They haven't gone to Russia on a Thursday night. And then
I'm just saying, don't write them off. I'm just saying, don't write them off.
It's 3. I'm not writing anybody off, but it's 3 games. All I know is going to be the usual top 6 will be whoever it's going to be. They're always going to be there or thereabouts. But I think Man City will walk the league. But Liverpool come 2nd or 3rd. It will happen because you know why in 1906 when everybody comes back out of all these teams, Liverpool the only team that can rack off 12, 13.
Well, that's what I'm relying on.
That's what I'm relying on because history said that we can rack off wins on the spin. There's no other team that's shown they can do it.
I'm gonna have to sit and just suck it for now.
It's gonna be World Cup.
It's too late.
No, by the time they come back, it's gonna be World Cup time. They go World Cup, get injured again.
But most of our players are not even in the World Cup. Most of our players, Diaz is not in the World Cup. Thiago's not in the World Cup. So there's quite a few players that are not in the World Cup. So
our last stint when we had something like 6 players out. When we had 6 players out a couple of seasons ago and we were drawing, we were losing, we were doing all sorts of madness.
We ended up coming 3rd.
And it did end up with as the injuries come back slowly, the team started working together and they started gelling and everything, you know what I mean? All the planets were in line. But that's what I'm banking on again.
100%. But like I said, congratulations to Man United beating Liverpool 2-1. All right, guys, that's the end of the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You'll see us on Thursday at 10 o'clock. I'll leave the last bit to Tobias. Got anything to say?
No, man. Just another day at the office, isn't it? Just be here.
Another day at the office.
All right, on that note, we are Real Talk Football TV, and we are out.
Places here.